Alright, we'll try this again.
You good?
I don't think we want to have this on the table.
No. Let's put all this stuff up here.
Here.
And I'll help you with it later, Mom, if you want me to.
One of the things that I think Steffi needs to do more of though is wear some more jewelry. She doesn't wear very much jewelry. I think it would be better for her if she did. So, okay, we're going to start with Karen and Colette's
she makes us
request.
happy. And I can think a little bit.
Oh, we started completely.
We're going to have to start over because the video did not keep.
Okay.
Alright, I'm good with that.
So
Okay,
what makes
our first question.
what makes Steffi special? I believe was my first question.
Alright, that's an easy answer too. Steffi is special because she loves everybody. She promotes acceptance. She wants everybody to understand diversity. And we all know if you travel, if you spend time in different places, you come to realize that, you know, really everybody has the same basic needs. We all want somebody who we can love, who's going to love us back, who's going to share our life with us, you know, and that's all Steffi's wanted. And we're just really happy that she's found that. It's a little harder when you're, you know, when you're not born the gender that you feel like you were meant to be. I'm sure it must be a whole lot harder than it is for somebody like me that just, you know, hey, the only thing I ever wanted to be is shorter and cuter. And then when I got a little older, I realized I didn't want to be shorter and cuter because when you go to the workplace, if you're a little bit taller woman, you kind of get treated with a little bit more respect. And I realized, gee, every bit of this 5'8" is just fine. If I was a little bit taller, it'd be okay too. But Steffi's always been so wonderful and loving and really a bright spot in our life.
Steffi is good. She's good to everybody and everything, and she takes care of her, all those that she loves. And I'm so happy to see her happy, which is really good to see. She's been through a lot. It's not been an easy life she's had, not since being a child, actually. But she's made the best of everything, and she's bright and smiling and happy and enjoying her life now.
Okay.
My sissy Steph, I love you. You are a kind, sweet soul. You make me try to be a better person myself because I see how strong you are and how you stand up for what you believe in, and I love that about you. Sometimes I get scared because I worry about somebody doing something to you, but I'm so very proud of you, and I'm so happy that you realized your worth, and that's how you were able to find David, as you realized how amazing you are. I'm glad you took that journey. I love you.
Okay. Now, just to make sure that we don't lose this again.
Save that. we'll have the clips. We'll merge them together. Yeah, answers change a little bit, but that's okay. You got to kind of go with what's rolling in your brain, you know.
I've got so much rolling around. I don't know what to say.
There must be a bunch of empty space because it rolls around a lot.
Okay, starting take 2 here. I believe I was asking you guys about being proposed to, getting engaged. What was the, you know, what was it special, funny? Was it, you know, humorous? Was it terrible? You know, what? Tell me about your own engagement.
Oh, it was wonderful. There was no doubt that that was what was going to happen. Paul and I had such a wonderful time from the moment I first met him. You know, I had been dating somebody for 6 years before I met Paul, and he was out of town. That was interesting. He traveled a lot on his job. And I met Paul through his secretary at work. She had called my boss and said, you know those papers Jerry needs from Jim? Can you send Karen over with those papers at about 5 o'clock? She said, oh, I can send them over now. And she says, no, you don't understand. I want her to come when she can stay. For some reason, Jana had an inkling that Paul and I were going to hit it off, and I don't know how she do it. Anyway, I went over there, and he was the most positive, optimistic, fun-loving, loved his little grin with this little dimple in his cheek, and I was like, I like this man. And we went out, and I went home with him, and just really never left. It was January 31st, and by March he was saying, you might as well give up your apartment and move in here. And if we're still together in a year, we'll get married, and if we're not and it doesn't work out, I'll give you plenty of time to find another place and whatever. And by June 26th, we were already married. You know, he had asked me, and we went shopping for the ring. We went to a store, I remember the name now, it was called Edison's Jewelers, that was on Anderson Lane. And we picked out the ring, and I was my usual self, and, you know, insisted that we were getting the ring that night, and he wanted to go back and get it so he could surprise me with it later. But we went across the street, and we had dinner at Steak and Ale, and he proposed in front of everybody and gave me the ring. And we got married June 26th, and it'll be 34 years this year, and never been sorry. You don't keep getting those answers.
You're not gonna ask me a question?
I did. It's tell me about your engagement. Tell me.
Which one? I did get married.
That's going on the video right there, I promise
like
you.
it.
Which one? Yeah, I like that.
I did get married 3 times. Twice to one man, once to another. I got married and engaged the first time when I was 18 years old. And I think I was scared to death. More scared there than the second one. That marriage didn't last, but I had wonderful children from it. Then I was engaged the second time, and my husband went to Honolulu with his uncle to celebrate that he was marrying me. I never got to go. I stayed home and worked. And then we got a divorce after having some problems. He asked me again to marry him, and we got married. And shortly after that, after we were married, about 2 years later, I retired and moved to Texas.
And he went to Hawaii and you didn't say aloha. Well, that's
That's kind of sad.
Collette, your turn.
Well, I've been married twice. My first marriage, I never really had a formal engagement, so to speak, but when I got married the first time, it was a week before I turned 19 years old. And had 2 children, 2 beautiful daughters with him. We were married for 7 years, and then I moved here to Texas to be with my family, and I met my husband, who Buzz and I met at a dance hall, and we hit it off, and we just loved to go dancing all the time, and I moved in with him, and we lived together for about 2 years, and he asked Mom if he could marry me, and we've had such a happy life. We'll be married 20 years next Valentine's Day of 2017, and we've been together 25 years.
Oh, come on. Get up there.
He's making an effort to get it all saved up. We don't have to do
That's
reshoots
right.
again.
They don't want no more reshoots. The nice thing is, though, I have all of your answers, even though only 2 of you are in the frame in the iPad. But I have all of your answers from the first part saved on that. So I still have that audio and part of the video of you answering the questions.
Mm-hmm.
So at least I haven't lost that.
You can throw some of that
That's
in,
right.
whatever's worth putting
Okay.
in there.
So again, on this part of it, it's like in a minute I'm going to ask you to give Stephanie, you know, a congratulatory wish on getting engaged. But this part of it, I just want you to, you know, talk about what advice or what things that you think are important to have a long and happy marriage. So, Karen, let me turn on and...
Well, one of the most important things to have a long and happy marriage, of course we all know, is communication. You've got to talk to your spouse. You've got to come to agreements on what your goals are, long-term and short-term, and what each one of you is going to do to work towards making that happen. That really leads to a successful marriage. Financially, you're better off if you work together, you know. Otherwise, if the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing, there's a lot of problems. I just think that you know, you have to marry somebody that you understand, that you love, that makes you happy. I mean, you know, that person that makes you laugh a lot is always a good person to be with. But you know, the person that completes you, that has the traits that, you know, maybe you don't even want to have them. You know, my husband's more. I was always a positive person. My husband's more positive even than I am, you know, but he would get me into things that, you know, myself, I probably would have held back a little bit and, you know, been a little bit more fearful of doing things. If Paul didn't leap in with both feet, then I just had to go, okay, I'll do this part. I know how to do this part. And we just make it work.
Okay, now as far as marriage goes, I think in order to maintain a marriage, you have to realize why you got in it to begin with. Sometimes you need somebody that's solid and steady and going to take care of things, and maybe you're not that way yourself. Maybe he's looking at you because you are fun and crazy, and kind of drag them away from the things, the mundane day-to-day living that people get into when you're trying to make a wage, make a living, pay the bills, cook, clean, whatever it is. Just remember that. If you have a hard time sometimes, you have to think, why did I get in this to begin with? And remember, you've got somebody that's going to be there rowing with you to take care of problems that you've got, take care of you in sickness and in health, and sometimes that happens often. You know, you never know. No guarantees. Just put a smile on your face. Don't let the little things bug you. If they throw their underwear in a pile, so what? It only takes you a millisecond to flick them into laundry. So just remember that.
Collette?
Well, Karen and Mom had a lot of good suggestions. I would just add to just be kind to one another. And remember the golden rule to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Treat people like you want to be treated. And when things are not going well in your marriage, because you're going to have your ups and downs and your hard times, you have to remember all the good things and the things that brought you to that person and what drew you to them. And try not to ever change that, because that's the quality that you chose in that person. And remember that you are rowing in the same boat together. So even when life throws you some curves, you are there for the long haul in that boat together. And just love each other.
That's all good. Now, for this last part, I just want you to look in the camera. Don't look at me, but look
Okay.
right in the camera. And, you know, give Steffi a kind of a heartfelt, you know, what would you wish for her, knowing that she's about to set off on the whole path of getting engaged, getting married, you know, whatever that might, you know, lead to in the future, and just make it directly to her. You know, what are you wishing her on the day that she gets engaged?
Well, Steffi, I really wish for you a very happy life, that all the things that you want, that you'll find a way between the two of you to make it happen. I believe you've found somebody that helps to ground you, because I think you're on the more flighty, you know, like to take life as it comes side, and it's really good that you found somebody to help ground you. And I just hope the two of you can make each other really happy, care for each other, and live a long and prosperous life together.
Okay.
Steffi, I am so...
There goes the
There went my phone. I knew I should have turned that thing off.
Yep,
after mine interrupted, I put it on do not
I didn't
disturb.
think of it.
That's on the blooper reel right there.
Oh, yeah, we go.
It was
Okay.
Corey.
Now stepping back to it. I'm so happy. I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier for you or for David. I love both of you. He came in and just took all of our hearts right away. I understand exactly why you became enamored of him. He's a good man. He's a good human. He's a little more steady than you, I believe, in the same way that...
Stop talking about me, talk about Stephanie.
Oh, talk about Stephanie. You happy. You gonna be good. You're gonna be thrilled to death. You're gonna have a wonderful life. I can see it. I could see it from the very beginning. Anyway, honey, I love you. I'm so glad, so proud of you, and so proud of both of you. And you just enjoy it. It's gonna be a good ride.
Hi, Sissy. I love you. I'm so happy and so relieved that you've met somebody that you know, a couple years ago when we talked and you realized your worth, that you were worth more than what you were setting yourself up for. I knew that you were in for a change. And the change that you've received meeting David, it eases my mind. It makes me feel relieved that you found somebody that I know will take care of you and that you two will do well together, and somebody that makes you feel special. And I think that's wonderful because you always make everybody else feel special. So I'm really excited for you, and I am so excited to do anything to in the wedding or engagement or whatever's coming up. I'm very excited. I love you very much.
There's only one more part of this shoot, and we can do it all together, or we can do it individually. I think doing it all together would probably be good. Now, what I've been having everyone do as part of the little Santa thing, the little actual engagement thing that I've been doing is I've been having them hold up this sign and just nod, because I'm going to be doing a voiceover, and after Santa says whatever he whispers in my ear, you're going to hear me in voiceover. So say something like so Clara, what do you think? So Jerry, what do you think? And so it could be, we could do it individually, or we just have you guys stand together and just hold it up, and just all you have to do is just nod. Just nod, So
I say we just yell yes really loud.
okay, let's see, we got everybody in the picture. I think we do. All right, so I'll hand that over to you guys. Give you a 3, 2, 1, and give me about 10 seconds of that. Just nodding, looking in the camera, and saying, you don't have to say anything, but okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Okay, it's good. You look like bobblehead dolls there.
That's what I think. You look like bobbleheads.
All right, that's it. We got it all.
Oh my God, that's wonderful.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't either. This is going to be
It's like a present
wonderful.
for everybody.
This is the best present I could have ever
I
got
like
for
it.
Christmas.
I'm not
kidding.
But the thing about it is, I've got a heck of a lot of video, and I've got to go through it all, and I get this feeling like the first cut is going to be like 30 minutes long, and then I'm just going to have to go through it and just hack things out, because otherwise it's going to be the Titanic. Is what it's going to be.
Yeah, everybody's gonna be like,
Too long.
we're all sinking. Take out the rings.
See, now y'all know more